Hello and welcome to another Raggie's Beers, Wines and Spirits review with the beer wall at the back of me again. So today we're going to be reviewing Sapporo from from Tesco's, although it's got Sapporo Premium Beer, SapporoBeer.com in this country. So it's described as a refreshing lager with a crisp, refined flavour and a clean finish. The perfect beer lager to pair with any meal and any occasion, and an alcohol content of 5%. So it's sold in the US, Canada and Vietnam at 4.9%, funnily enough. I think it was about £2 something a can. Off my chuff, that's a can to open. So it's, what size can is this? 650ml. I think it was over £2 a can. Oh. So, first time trying it. I've seen it in Tesco's for a while, and I got it at the same time as I got that £5 bottle of Birra Moretti, and I thought, wow, let's give it a try. So, gold pour, white head, not much lacing to be fair, but that might be due to the glass. It all depends on the glass. Very much a typical lager aroma of light malt. Let's dive in. Oh, obviously a white head as well. Oh, that's nice. Obviously crisp, refreshing. It's bound to be lagers. That's what the brewed for. Bit of a smooth taste to it as well. It's like a posh lager. I've got to say, that's quite nice. That is. It's going down a tree. Oh, bloody date of what's your date of birth? 1955. No, I'm not that old, but yeah. I feel it sometimes, mind you. So, Sapporo products sold in the US are brewed in the US, Canada and Vietnam. You've got Sapporo Premium Black as well. Nutritional facts. 140 calories per 12 ounce serving. I ain't got a clue what ounces are in this. I know it's 650ml, but what that is with ounces, I've no idea. No. Got a 20 ounce bottle as well. I reckon this could be the 22 ounce can. It looks like that. Who knows, eh? So, Sapporo brews premium lagers using the highest quality ingredients we find, giving each of our beers a signature crisp, refreshing flavour and clean finish. Whatever your taste, we've got a beer for you. And they've also got Sapporo Premium Black as well, a bold dark lager that exudes a refined hot bitterness. That's different. Sapporo Light, which is a smooth and clean taste and heritage. It's obviously slightly less. And Sapporo Reserve Beer, full-bodied all malt beer with intense complexity. Yeah, they actually sound nice, don't they? Especially the black lager. That's different. Oh. So, another one beer review tonight. I'm way too tired. I had 4 hours sleep last night, so woke up. Second I woke up, anxiety and that on the maximum. Felt like my blood was on fire, and took some tablets straight away, but they aren't doing much at the moment. I know what needs to happen, but I'm waiting for that to happen. So unfortunately, I try and ride it out, work hard, and don't think. That's what they say, don't they? With anxiety, you're overthinking, you're thinking too much. Don't think, Oh, and sleep more. Funny, because sleep is a great thing, you know, sleep does. But once you're asleep, obviously it's all gone. And your body can like sort itself out. Until that second you wake up. And I find these days, obviously with this coronavirus and otherworldly things going off, that it seems like, how can I say? I mean, I've never, ever felt like doing myself in, because to me that's not the way anyway. But these last so many months, I absolutely understand why people get to the end of the line and think, I've had enough of this, and just drink themselves into oblivion, take tablets, or even, you know, kill themselves somehow. And I can understand, you know, where they're coming from. The thing is, obviously, not to. But it is tough. It is tough. I mean, I don't do drugs, but I can understand those who do drugs to, if it helps get rid of anxiety and that. I mean, I bought some of that, what's it called? CBD oil. I bought a strong version of it. And the first time I took it, it seemed to work great. I thought, whoa, this is good. And then after that, it never worked as good since. And I think it's all psychological. You take something like that, or a tablet, and half the time it's your own body saying, oh yeah, you're alright now. And I'm sure it's that half the time. You take a tablet and you think the headache's gone straight away. Whereas the tablet obviously has got some impact, but also your body has got impact as well. I've often thought about doing Chinese meditation and see if that helps. You know, the only problem is I'd get halfway along and I'd be thinking to myself, you're positive, you're strong, and then all of a sudden you get that little twang come back in and you lose your mojo. And I can understand now why people go do things like running, boxing, because you're running, you're forgetting about it, and you're saying to yourself, positivity over negativity, and it is the way. It's just believing in yourself and all that. But it's just that that's 4 in the morning when you wake up. It's hard to do all that. Yeah, dear. So, shops are opening back up on the 15th. I cannot understand why you'd open shops up on the 15th, but these other zoos around the country are struggling. I mean, obviously, a lot of people are struggling, but zoos are struggling to feed animals. In the zoo, you can socially distance. More so than the bloody shop. You're out in the open most of the time. And surely if gardens are open, then surely zoos should be open. Even if, you know, obviously if there's any animals that you can't go near, that you shouldn't go near, i.e. like if it's in the cat family, I presume, because there was a story about that, then close that attraction off. But the rest of it, get the money going back in. Give people somewhere to go as well, because obviously for all them furloughed and not working and lucky bleeders, you know, it's one, they can spend some money, have a day out, see some life again. Strange decisions at times. I know they want the economy back. I think working from home for a lot of people is going to be the in thing. And if it is, working from home is that in thing, then good. Because if it gets a lot of cars off the road, then that is a great thing. I mean, I personally think that universities, a lot of that can be done from home. Even if you go to the university and you sit in your dorm room and you do a lot of it from the dorm room, but then still mingle when need be. Little things like that, it's got to be the way forward. Get people out of driving like 100 yards to go to the bloody shop when they can walk. But now's also a good time to start thinking about planting trees and bring the climate back in. You know, all the millions in the world, they're going to spend billions on things. Let's spend billions on planting bloody trees, sustainable forests around the world. Yes, they always need wood, but you can build fast-growing, sustainable forests and turn deserts back into forests. You know, it can be done. And from forests you get life, you get better environment. The trees suck out a lot of the crap in the air. You know, lime trees, where I work, there's a lot of lime trees, and to be honest, they're a shitbag because they have all these bloody suckers, what they call it, epicormic growth. It's basically growth growing out the trunk, and they're a bugger. And someone said to me the other day, a resident says, why do they have these? And I says, simple. They're one of the best varieties for sucking shit out the air, crap out the air. And they do, you know, they take a lot of pollution. So in some ways, where I work takes a lot of the pollution from Nottingham city centre, sucks it all in, makes Nottingham city centre a bit better. And obviously the area you actually work as well, you know. So they do suck a lot of crap out the air, which is why, you know, we should always be planting trees where we can. Certainly in countries where it's barren. I mean, in countries like Africa, trees that can develop that country, then that country can sustain those trees, get people planting trees, and then every 10 years you chop so many down, or every 15 years, and you have a rotation policy, and one, it will make the world better. Two, they'll be making money off it. Bloody hell. You know, there's so much you can do. It is heartbreaking that this generation, more so than any other, is ruining the earth at a rate, and yet the money's there. Get people planting trees. Pay them minimum wage and get them planting trees. Trees aren't expensive to plant. And I mean, I only have to go when I drive up a road in Nottingham, Hucknall Road. There's a golf course next to it, and as a trainee back in 1988, when I worked at Burwell Forest Golf Course, we planted, I think it was 5 or 6 areas of trees, big areas, big squares. They obviously now, that was 32 years ago now, well 31 years ago actually, because I was 17 at the time. But 31 years ago, them trees now are flipping out 70 or 80 foot, some of them are. But the nature that's in that, you replicate that around the world. Didn't take that long to plant, you know. Didn't really water it. Chose the right season to plant it. Always plant in autumn, don't plant in bloody summer, that's for sure. And, you know, you replicate that around the world. Even around Britain itself. Sustainable forests that you can cut down and regrow. And I mean, there's trees like eucalyptus trees like from Australia, and those grow at a rate of knots. In 5 or 6 years they can get to like 60 feet, which is ridiculous. And you have a forest of them. I think you have loads of koalas in Britain, but anyway, yeah, forests of them, and using that wood. And bloody hell, the things you can do. Now we just need leaders who will do it, or the public to pile the pressure on. Also brings me around to the Black Lives Matter movement on about. I mean, let's be fair. No colour is free from racism. They're all as bad as each other's in a lot of ways. But if this movement brings countries to get rid of racism from all colours, fair play. Gets rid of social divides, you know, like my wife was saying earlier, because it was on TV. She was saying sometimes she walks into the posh shops and then look at you and say, "Oh, what are you doing in here?" Like in the film Pretty Woman, and it's like, don't fucking judge me by what I'm wearing. I've got plenty of money. Well, maybe not, but you know, And it's people judging people. And even where I work, there's obviously a lot of rich people where I work. And, you know, it's about not prejudging people, helping people out. There's a lot the world can do. You know, I mean, I was brought up in St Anne's. My dad was actually quite well off. He was a plasterer. He used to work in Germany. He was earning money in Germany 30 years ago that I'm not earning now, and that tells you some good money. I mean, even his black mate used to go in the Dame Agnes Mellors in Nottingham, beat the old pub up. They were both fuckers. Yeah, they'd start. Someone would knock into right, bang, and they were both as bad as each other's for it. But yeah, I mean, I come from St Anne's, which is a poor area of Nottingham, and everything I've got, I've had to work and strive for. Nothing was ever handed on a plate. You know, some people in life are very lucky that they're brought into a good family. I mean, there's times when we'd be starving, and you know, I've seen some rough life, seen a lot of horrible things, and obviously it's made me a better person. You know, I'm my own judge. I don't need someone to tell me I'm wrong. I look at myself and say that. A lot of people out there just think they're right when they're wrong, and not brave enough to say to people, sorry, I'm wrong. And I'm always judging myself on that respect, about being wrong or right. And pity that don't go on a bit more in the world, you know. People just going up to other people. If they've been, you know, mistreating somebody, just going up and saying, I was out of place, I was a dickhead, I'm sorry. You know, it's the smallest thing, isn't it, to do. But, you know, if everyone did that, think of how great the world would be. You know, everyone makes mistakes. Obviously in America, that George Floyd thing should never have happened. Ridiculous. And, you know, some people, that's just their culture, isn't it? They are that sort of people. Oof. Funny world. Anyway, hang on, 18 minutes. I said I was only doing one review tonight. It's a long one though. Job's a good one. So this is a cracker of a lager. Never had it before in my life. Never even heard of it. I've seen it in Tesco's. I wasn't really doing lager reviews at one stage. But I thought, you know, for this summer, we'll do a variation of lagers, ciders and beers. Because obviously in the winter it's mostly beers. You don't really want to be drinking ciders too much in the winter. And as I go through the year, obviously the wall is going to change. I mean, luckily I've got a good stockpile. I didn't buy any last week. Oh no, I did actually. I bought 11. Yeah, the wife was good to me. She bailed me out. She's a good soul. And it's my birthday coming up as well. So, yes, I'm 24 again. Yeah. Wish I was. But then again, of all the trials and tribulations I've had in my life, some of them have made me a lot of better person. I was always a decent person, but some have made me a better person. And you know, we'll see where see what happens next. I mean, I'd like less grey hair, and I'd like all my hair back, and not to look so fucking old sometimes. But other than that, you know. And I think by doing beer reviews, in some ways, getting a relationship with Nottingham breweries, and you can imagine that in I used to do interviews on my website of people who write emulators for game consoles. So say you've got a PS3, PlayStation 3, and these people would write emulators for the PlayStation 3. I would interview them from my website, asking the relevant questions and that, interesting questions. And I can see the channel at some stage, when it gets bigger, and I do mean bigger, going round breweries, interviewing. I think it'd be fantastic. Fantastic for not just me, because I'm a fan. First and foremost, a fan. but interesting for everybody. And also, it would highlight Nottingham, certainly Nottingham breweries, because they're on my doorstep. But yeah, it's very interesting seeing what their aspects are for the future, where they want to go, what the favourite beers are, backgrounds. There's so much, and it's all interesting stuff if you like the subject matter. Now you think, obviously this is about beer reviews and whatever, lager, cider, spirits, and wines. Bloody hell's on my roof, but not be a bloody squirrel. But you imagine doing the same for anything that you've got an interest in. I mean, there's someone who I follow, Theme Park Worldwide, and he's took his channel very, very knows his he knows his theme parks and what he's projecting on. I can't get the word out that I'm thinking, and he knows that so much that, and he also is an interesting lad. When he's being daft, it's not so interesting, but when he's being all right, it's interesting. The theme parks he's gone to around the world, awesome. And I'd like to do that also with beer. Obviously, it'll be a while before that happens. Need a lot of money first, but yeah. So get yourself something that you're really, really interested in, and then try talking to a camera. Yeah, try. First time I did it, I was so nervous. I'm in my dining room and I'm shitting myself for the first review. And I think it was John Smith's Extra Smooth. I hadn't had one of them for ages as well. Been about a year and a half now. And it's funny, talking to a camera with not knowing who's watching, not really caring who's watching in some respects, as long as I don't say anything I shouldn't say. And I only do that on my really, really drunk reviews. And I try not to, but yeah, it calms me down. It's like talking, because half the time at work I'm there most of the day and I'm not talking, and that kills me. Going from a job where I'm talking to at least one person all day, to talking to no one, and it's a tad on the lonely side. Let me tell you. Wow. So, golden pour, whitehead, typical light malt flavours from a lager in the taste, a nice smoothness, and like it said, a refined taste to it, and it was really nice, and it went down a treat, I've got to tell you. The 5%, yeah, that hits you quite nicely, and it's made by Marubeni Europe PLC. So it's obviously not made over, it's obviously made somewhere in Europe. But yeah, what a cracker of a lager. Obviously they're paying a bit more of a premium for it, but is it not worth sometimes paying the premium and moving away from the gassy lagers to something, a tad on the refined side? And for me, that was a classic lager. Really nice. It lasted a while as well, 20 odd minutes. So I didn't want to neck it too quickly because it's just nice. Plus I was yakking anyway. Anyway, out of 5 then. One of the best lagers I've tasted. Shall we say, call it a normal premium lager, not a craft lager or a fruity lager. For a normal standard lager, in that sense, world lager. For me, 4.5 out of 5. That was an absolute belter. Yes, you are paying over the £2 mark, so you might think, I'm not paying that for that. But a little bit of luxury there, try it. And that's it for this beer review. Thanks everyone for subscribing. Thanks for watching. See you soon. And as always, stay safe. Still not out of the woods. Not yet anyway. God, I can't wait for it to be gone. Just do normal stuff again. But when will normal return properly? Oof. If you'd have said 6 months ago we're going to be social distancing going into shops, there's going to be no restaurants, theme parks, hotels, nothing, no flights, no holidays, you'd have thought, fuck off. It's not going to happen. Wow, how the world changes. Isn't that a funny thing? In times of absolute crisis, the world can change. So surely, with climate change, now's the time. Because the world has changed, and now's the time for governments to say, if we can start a revolution off to get rid of racism in the world and equality, and that sort of thing, surely also it's the time for those sort of people, not the dickheads who just want to smash things up, but the people that really want to demonstrate sensibly, to turn around and also say, hey, climate matters. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Cheers.